Welcome to the fourth podcast, and we are going to continue with explaining more in depth with elder law, how I use that to offer real value to my clients in order to be able to get a home run hitter, a big case, something that brings a lot of money into the firm. Now I want to get focused a little bit on the other side of practicing law, and that is if you're starting a practice, a law firm, you kind of have to take whatever comes in. When I first started my law firm, I did family law. I was a criminal defense attorney. I did bankruptcy law. I did tax law. I did everything. Because there's a lot of people out there that need help that can't afford to go pay someone that's been doing this for years and years and years. But when you don't have any other employees, you don't have big overhead, I could charge a few $100 and be able to experiment in an area of law and kind of learn and kind of delve in. So I started my title company this way because I was doing real estate law and I was able to jump into things. What we're going to give you is you got to get to those home run hitters though, and don't become addicted to them. That becomes a huge problem. And if you become addicted to home run hitters, you're always trying to get a huge case, you're going to go through big dry spells where nothing's going to happen, and then you're going to run out of money. So you got to be doing the little stuff, and then when a big one comes in, it just boosts you up. And the little stuff, the normal stuff that you're always doing should pay all your bills. So when the big stuff comes in, you get that extra money. So we're talking about doing it with elder law, and I'm going to give you some more strategies that are used. Now, I want you, if you do not want to do elder law, to take these ideas and think, well, how can I offer, amazing, outstanding value to my clients in order to get a home run hitter? And so let me show you how that happens when we're doing planning for elder law. So in elder law, we have 6 main strategies. And in my book, this is on page 101, I go through the 6 strategies that most estate planning or elder law attorneys use when they're planning out and trying to figure out. Now, every person that does something for a long time has their secrets. I don't share my secrets in here because they are things that I do just in my practice. But in here, I give the main ones that everybody is using. First off, the first big strategy that people use in elder law planning is called the spin down. You have assets over $2,000. You got to get the account below $2,000, so you do a spin down. Now, what's the favorite thing about an attorney with a spin down? One of the things you can spend your money on is attorney fees. They can pay the attorney, so that's great for you. That's a great thing. Another strategy that is used to get assets from countable assets to non-countable assets is the personal residence strategy. Paying off the mortgage, putting money into the house, if they don't have a house, purchasing a home for mom to live in and maybe have a caregiver go in there. That is the second strategy that's commonly used. The next are gifting strategies, which are way too complicated to talk about in here, but the idea is there is a way to give roughly about half of your money away to your kids. Now, often you'll read online, there's a fraudulent transfer rule. If you give your money away to somebody, then you're penalized. A lot of times attorneys will say, well, then you can't get on Medicaid. That's not true. You're subject to a penalty. You can get on Medicaid, but then you're subject to penalties for how many days out that you're barred from getting help. And I think it's $174 a day right now. I don't know what the 2021, I know they upped it, but I can't remember what they upped it to. But they upped it to, and on my spreadsheet and in EPFirms, we're going to build a calculator in there. That calculator will help you calculate that so you know, hey, if you want to give $100,000 to your kids, we're going to have to spend about $50,000 on your penalty. The other $50,000 can go to your kids. So that's the third strategy that's commonly used. There are annuity strategies that are used all the time. Annuities are ways that IRAs and 401ks can get out of the state, and also annuities can be used to pay for the gifting penalty. So now in the state of Texas, we have a lot better strategies with annuities than other states do, but that is very common strategy that is used. Now in Texas, we have the annuity strategy. Most other states can do the family caregiver agreement strategy, and that is you enter into a caregiver agreement with your children and then they can pay you money. You can't do that way in the state of Texas, and maybe your state doesn't allow that. That's why you need the Medicaid manual to go look up caregiver agreements and see how much that can be done. The next most common strategy that we use is half a loaf strategy, which I talked about with the gifting strategy. And then self-settled trust strategies. That is very common structure that is used for especially people under the age of 65. So if someone's under the age of 65, you can do a self-settled trust. Other trust strategies involve the idea of someone that has plenty of assets to pay for the next 5 years. And so you gift away the money into trusts that are irrevocable, that get it out of the estate, and subject yourself to a 5-year look-back period. All in all, there are ways and mechanisms. The biggest areas of understanding are the primary residence, purchasing a car, and the spin down. The spin down is a great way to get money to the things that the person may need as they're going to go enter into a nursing home. One of the things that you offer incredible value to people, the worst existence that you can have is to be in a nursing home. If you are stuck in a nursing home with no assets there and no one's helping you, it is the most miserable type of existence that you can do. Helping out your clients in this situation offers incredible value. Now, taking these ideas, I want you to think how in-depth attorneys thought through and came to understand what needs to be done in elder law to offer outstanding service. In order for you to get to the next level of running a law practice, you have to become outstanding at your trade. And I'm going to give you the levels that I put in my mind things at. When you start off as an attorney right out of law school, you are a poor attorney. Your service is poor, your knowledge is poor, you just don't know the tricks of the trade yet. It don't take long to move up. It does take long if you don't read books and you don't apply yourself and you just kind of go through the flow. But if you apply yourself, read, learn tricks of the trade, you can quickly move up to an average. Average means you know what everybody else knows in the area generally. And if you want to be an average attorney, you can make around $100,000 a year. You'll do just fine. The next is to become a good attorney. How do you become a good attorney? Well, you're better than most attorneys around you, around your same time out, because you applied yourself a little bit more and you know a little bit more. You're willing to experiment into different things, kind of learn and get in depth into the knowledge of things. To go to the next level, from good to excellent attorney. An excellent attorney are ones that, one, they are visible, they can be seen, but they know their trade very, very well. And they've added some extra spice to it. They have their own ideas, own creativity, where they've gone, okay, I apply these rules, I know these rules so well that I can add this extra flavor in because I know it falls within the rule. The last level. So once you get there, you got to even push even further. And when you become outstanding, is you can do all that, but the service that you offer to your clients is perfect. You go in and you walk through the phases of things. I mean, if you've ever been to a place that just walks their clients through everything, and this is where I'm struggling right now, because this is beyond me. This is in my staff. This is understanding. We got intake systems. We got all these different systems, constantly communicating. I found that this was the part where I realized I was not going to be able to just do this without technology. All the systems to put into place and keep track of it and make sure every client is walking through. Everybody's being communicated with appropriately. It needed the technology that we have available. And that's one of the reasons we're building EPFirms, is to have that automated communication, walking people through, knowing what type of cases, what needs to be done going forward. So people don't always have to have it up here in their brain going, okay, what needs to be done? What's the next step? All those things together, if you can lay out that, if you can take yourself, and the way to judge yourself whether you're poor or outstanding is not based upon what you think. It's based upon how much money are you making. The perception is from other people. If you are making under $75,000, you're bringing in that into your firm, you are a poor attorney. You have not developed yourself enough. If you're making around $100,000 to $150,000 a year, you're an average attorney. Okay, your abilities have gotten to average. You might be intellectually superior, but the perception is you're not there. And whatever that hurdle may be. The next step from $150,000 to $250,000 a year that you're able to bring into your firm, that means you're a good attorney. You're doing a pretty good job. $250,000 to $500,000, you're excellent. Okay, you bring in that much. Over $500,000, you're getting into that outstanding phase. I brought in over $2 million into my firm last year of estate planning, probate, and elder law work. And it was not because I was the most intelligent. It was because I went to the outstanding level. And I want to even push that outstanding level to the next phase and get it so good that no one can compete with me. Well, I'm going to be offering EPFirms. I guess if they're going to be using EPFirms, then they will be. But that is where we want to go with this concept, these ideas. You want to get to those next stage. Now, you might be like, well, I really just want to go vacation and have a good time and make enough money to live. That's totally okay life. That's where you want to go with it. You'll never become an outstanding attorney. But that if you have to embrace that this is what you are an attorney. Like when you made the choice to be an attorney, it's like the choice to become a doctor. It is your life now. That is what you are. And you might want to think of a different career path because you'll just be outcompeted constantly if the goal constantly is make enough money to live. You need to get a pathway out. There are other passive income revenue streams that you can go after. Go become a financial advisor. That's what they do. They just get the passive income coming in and they don't actually apply themselves to their trade. It's all about sales, and that's just kind of the system that they want to run. You make far more money. You make far more money in other areas of business than in law. Law is you have to internalize. You have to become an attorney. And to really get good at what you do, you got to get to work. You got to become a businessman that knows how to get the business in order to grow and to become better. All in all, this is the general concept. I will go a little bit more in depth. I'm trying to use these concepts of elder law to help you if you're in other areas of your practice. Hopefully, if you don't have that, you're like, well, maybe I'll try to get into this elder law thing and try to figure it out and use it. If not, you can just use the idea. Offer the exceptional value. It's up here. It's in your brain. It's there. If you just get it out, see the vision, and then learn the rules and see how you can increase the value to your clients, and they'll pay you for it. And you'll be able to live a life you never thought available to you. Anyway, that's our 4th podcast. Well, I'll get to you. I'm going to try to keep doing these every day, get the content out there to help you move on and help you move forward. I'll see you next time. And remember, I'm not doing this for charity. I want you to use my CRM system. I'm working on it every day. I'm making it better. I'm putting all the money into it to build this out. And I'm hoping in 5 years from now, it will be a system so remarkable that there will be no other system that anybody uses. So stay with me on my vision. I will work my ass off to give you the tools that you need to become the best attorney that you can possibly become.